Hi guys, welcome back to MK Sportscars. We're back in the workshop, doing a couple of little workshop walks around individual builds that we've got going on. Got quite a few builds at the moment. Done one last week for you on the old turbo car. And this week we're talking about a Mazda based car. Well, a Mazda based engine anyway. So several weeks ago we tempted you with a SADEV gearbox that's going into a car. Well, this is the chassis. So it's a cup chassis essentially. So it's all nice forward running gear, which we'll talk through in a minute and show you about. And a Mazda 1.8 MB engine to what is the jewel in the crown, shall we say, to a SADEV gearbox. Well, it's rather slick. So we had to have a custom bell housing made. So it's a bell housing adapter here. It's hard to see, but just in here is a billet adapter, and then the nose cone was joined to it with this section here. So the nose of the diff was welded, as you can see here. So this offered the existing gearbox, cut, machined, and then welded onto this flange to mate it all. So we can then use the existing MX-5 Mark II clutch, which is an uprated clutch plate in there. It's a paddle clutch and carbons on one side and etc. It's something we've used all the time. So what we got essentially is a fully rebuilt MX-5 1.8. It's got some forged rods in it. Gone through, Joseph has done this build in-house, and it's got oil pump, shims upgrades. It's got a few bits and bobs, and of course we've gone through it, make sure it's clean, tidy, exactly how it should be, looks as good as new. All new accessories like leads have gone in here, ignition leads. We've got BK6 plugs in here. We've got an upgraded injector in here. It's a 550cc injector. They were EV14 Bosch one style. Then we've gone things like this, the EGR blanks. We blank all the exhaust gas recirculation off. That's all done, and then a reroute, which is this pipe here. Instead of the normal cooling system, we've rerouted. It just helps with the cooling. It's going to be a very much track focused car, and we blank off the front nose here, and we put the thermostat at the back, and then moving along with that gearbox, we go along. So you've got a really nice custom made gear lever. It's not one that's on the shelf. It was custom made for us for this particular height to match with the steering wheel. It's very much going on the lines of the Cup 200 height of the gear lever and the ratio and everything else. So you've got different ratios. You've got a rocker here that we can adjust height on, and then one at the very front here that we can then attach it to, which is a rod that links it. And then you've got oil fill, and you've got a little breather, which we've got to just have a look at here. Holds about 1.25 litres of oil. And it's a regular oil change on these. So if you do a bit of motorsport in them, they do recommend changing the oil quite frequently, every second event really, to be honest with you, unless you're putting coolers on and things like that. But so next up we've got making is a custom prop shaft. So it goes from a basically an MX-5 down in here. It'll be a Mark III 6-speed to a Sierra diff, which we've got in. But moving along, we've made a handbrake section here. Not normal, this is custom as well. So when you're changing gear, the handbrake's not in the middle, it's offset, so you don't hit your elbow. So it's good for the driver, gets it out of the way when you're driving as well. So once that's done, that'll be bolted in, and then the final bits of the interior panels will be put in place. So let's start from the front, where it begins. So this is a cup-based chassis. All the front ends Cup 200, so we've got all our billet front uprights here, billet hubs, bearing carriers, wheel calipers, 265mm cross-driven grooved discs with our cup mudguard brackets, cup top and bottom wishbones, adjustable push rods. We've got in here the Protect cup dampers as well. They're valved accordingly to meet, and the spring poundage to meet this weight of the vehicle. Nice big 70mm radiator for cooling on track, and some ducting that we've put in here. We've still got a couple of bits to put in to help shield that and direct the air. And then in here is going to be a nice little air box, cold air, that's going to go in here. We've got a pipe that will go in here. It's a 75mm, goes from 63 to 75mm, sorry, 76mm pipe here. So we'll have a cold air intake. Now little brackets here, these are all for the Dazuz fasteners that we've got, all nicely positioned, ready to go. And then we're just on with electrics, quite a bit to do in here. You've got all the everything labelled up for the relays, the wiring, Motorsport Electronics 360 ECU, map sensor, battery, all of that, all under in one bulkhead area. Fuse box just tucked under here, nice and neat and tidy as well, so it's accessible from underneath. Our three-piece steering column, this is two parts of it, still got the link bar to put in, with a collapsible boss that will go in once ready for IVA. It's all a quick release boss that goes on there, so it's nice and simple. With our clamp, and it's our system that basically once it's in place will slide up and down. There you go. So this is on a slide system, so we get that into position, so if you have an impact it will slide in base. So that's all already mocked up. Now you probably see the roll cage here, it really stands out. So JC, whose car this is, we're building it for, already got a Cup 200 car, and this is his colour scheme in this extremely vibrant yellow. Stands out, had it all custom painted, really looks rather sharp. Then we move on to the rear of wheel caliper brakes, and modified to accept the handbrake cables off the Mazda, with the Mazda handbrake and all of this. And again, you've got a 240 solid disc but cross drilled and grooved in there. There's plenty enough braking on this, and cup dampers. Fuel tanks all in. This system here is pretty much standard. We've fitted it on all the vehicles with a screw cap here. We'll modify this cap to make it IVA compatible with a tether, and all of that's in. So you've got a diff that's ready to bolt in once the prop shaft goes in. We just laid that in loosely, ready to put in. Got two bolts to put in there at the top and the bottom, and then the same on this corner. This is all done, and then the exhaust system, Joseph's been here, just dry fit this, get the bracketry in before we fit all the side panels. The reason the bodywork hasn't been fitted yet is because it went off to paint. So what colour has it gone for? It's beautiful, beautiful. I think it's, Joseph said it was off a BMW, I think. This blue, it's stunning. I can't really do it justice probably in this picture of what it looks like, but it is rather nice. And with that yellow, it just pops. When you look at this scuttle, here's the scuttle for it, all painted up. It's got a little shimmy in it. You can't tell in the picture, I know you won't on there, but this blue, that yellow, just works. He's already got it on the car. He's Cup 200 car at the moment anyway, so it's already on there. So looking strong. Make sure that's nice and safe and sound. Really nice paint job. So these have all been pre-fitted, pre-done onto the vehicle, but we'll fit them last, you know, making sure the paint's protected and all in place. And then we'll move some wiring things at the moment that's getting done. Finish off the wiring in this section, then we'll start to look at bodywork coming up shortly. But prop shaft waiting for, that's being custom made for us. It's a one-off, kind of a bit of a one-off because it's a one-off gearbox, so it's actually 35mm longer than our normal one. That's why, because the nose and the tail of the gearbox is slightly different to a Mark III gearbox, which is standard like in this one. There's a Mark III gearbox in this one. There's a standard Mark III one. And the nose length is different on that tail housing. I think it's designed more of an ND Mazda MX-5 than it is an NC. So it's slightly different. But yeah, rocking and rolling on with this one. I think all the brake lines are bled. In fact, it's already got a good pedal. Brake's all done. Clutch is all bled as well. That's all done. So we've got a nice firm pedal on there. And then we start to roll through, isn't it, Joseph? Looking strong. It's going to look lovely, lovely and sexy. That's what we like. So yeah, if you want to know more information about the RX-5, the model of the RX-5, the Sprint or the Cup 200, or you fancy a bit of racing yourself, then hook us up, phone call, email here at MK Sportscars, and we'll happily talk you through the process. That's it, guys. Remember to like, share, subscribe, and I'll catch you next week.